Hi guys, my name is Bobby and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do my Spookathon TBR. Now Spookathon is a yearly readathon that's done every year, and it was created by Kayla over at Books and Lala. I will link her channel down below, either her Spookathon TBR or the announcement video that lists all of the questions and like the prompts and all that stuff. So this is my first time participating. I've always wanted to, but now that I have my own channel, I feel it's more easier and I have more motivation to participate and hopefully complete the challenges. I'm very much a mood reader, so being a mood reader, it's really hard to set a TBR. That's why I didn't do an October TBR, because it's really hard for me to stick to one because I'm such a mood reader. Like, I can be like, okay, I'm gonna read this one, it's next to my list, and then I start it, I'm like, but I don't really feel like reading a thriller right now. I feel like reading, you know, a fantasy or whatever, and I'm kind of worried. I mean, my TBR is not that huge. I'm keeping it kind of minimal so that I don't feel super rushed, but I'm kind of in a fantasy mood right now. I'm in the middle of a really amazing fantasy book right now that I'm really loving, and I'm not really in the mood to read thrillers, but I'm gonna try this. Like, we'll see how this goes. I should be in a spooky mood. Like, I'm looking out my window, which is behind the camera, and it's completely foggy, and there's leaves falling everywhere, and it's like chilly. It is like super, super fall where I'm at, and I am not in the mood for thrillers or anything like that. So we'll see. I'm hoping, since I start my vacation from my job, I'm off for 6 days, and I start the day after the readathon starts. So I'm hoping that'll give me motivation to finish these books because I don't have to worry about work. My husband's gone for a chunk of it, and my daughter is gone for a chunk of it at mountain school. So it'll just be me and my son. So I'm hoping that since it's just us for a good chunk of this readathon, I should hopefully get all these things read. So anyways, enough of me blabbering on. I think I've been blabbing on for like a good 5 minutes now. Get down, Thunder. Anyways, enough with me blabbing on. I'm going to get right into the TBR. Okay, so the first prompt is read a thriller, which has always been the #1 prompt in all the Spookathons past from what I've heard and what I've seen. But I'm going to tie my thriller in with the second prompt, which is read a book with purple on the cover. And this is why it took so long for me to post my TBR for Spookathon, is because I was waiting for this book to get here. And that book is The Lies We Told by Camilla Way. This was my book of the month pick for the month of October. As you can see, it is very purple. So when I saw this as a pick and that it was a thriller, I'm like, I'm gonna get it because Spookathon, and I'd already seen the challenges, so I kind of knew what was gonna happen. So I was like, yay, okay, I'll get that. And it's relatively short too. So I think it's only like just under 300 pages, I think. Oh, literally 300 on the nose. So this should be a really fairly easy read for me to get through. From what I understand, it's about a girl named Clara, I think, or Cara. Oh, Clara, yeah. And her boyfriend Luke, and he disappears, and so she's trying to figure out what's going on and delves into his family's past and stuff. And there's another character, some other girl, who has a mental illness of some kind. Like, I don't know if she's like stalking him. Oh no, her name is Hannah, and her mom has always known that there's something wrong with her, lack of emotion, disturbing behavior, the apparent delight in hurting others. And sometimes her mom is scared of her and what she could be capable of. So I don't know if that daughter is related to Clara or Luke, like the two like main characters, or if she's just an outside character who's gonna have an influence on the story. Not sure. Don't really want to know too much before going in, because every time I know too much about a thriller before I go into it, I always end up figuring out the twist, and then I get really upset and disappointed, and then a rant comes, and I'm trying to avoid that. So this will be to cover read a thriller and read a book with purple on the cover. And then this third prompt is read a book not set in this time period. And so for that, I'm kind of, hopefully I can get through this one. I'm going to read The English Wife by Lauren Willig. And this is a story that takes place in the 1800s, I think, or 1700s. Does it even say? No, it just says it takes place in London. But it doesn't talk about, like, I know it's set in the past. I mean, look at her dress. It's obviously set in the past. But it's about, like, a man disappears. Oh, no, rich family, a guy is found dead in the middle of a ball, somebody else goes missing, and so, or his wife goes missing, and so then his sister or whatever is trying to figure out what actually happened to him, and blah, blah, blah. So it's a thriller also. This could also double as the thriller But this will be for the books set in the past. I mean, it's an average size book, so I'm hoping I can get through this quick as well. I've been in the mood for historical fiction off and on, so I'm hoping that this will kind of satiate that and it fits the challenge, so hopefully I can get through this. There wasn't much else that I could really find that was thriller-esque that wasn't set in this time on my TBR. I mean, I'm sure if I dug hard enough, I mean, I could find one. There was one that I really want to read really, really bad, but I'm saving it for the Spookathon, which I'll do a separate TBR for that, and that starts like 3 days after the Spookathon, so that'll come in a separate TBR. But yeah, The English Wife, for something, a book not set in this time period. There's that one. And then prompt 4 or challenge 4 is read a book with a spooky word in the title. And so for that, I'm going to read Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire. This is the second book in the Wayward Children series. This is book 2. I have all 3 books. I read book 1 last year, Every Heart a Doorway. I read that last year and loved it. I read it in a sitting. I mean, these are novellas. They're really, really small. And it's such an amazing story, and I love her writing. And book 4 comes out in January, I believe. But I don't know why I held off on reading these. I don't know if I was saving it, hoping that, you know, if I ever made my own booktube channel, I could read it in a readathon. Or I also have book ADD, and I jump around so much that, God forbid, I, you know, actually finish a series. But I figured this would be perfect. Bones is a creepy word. So, I mean, and even the front, the cover, that counts. And this is nice and short. I could read this easily in a sitting. And I didn't even realize this, but prompt 5 is read a book with pictures in it. So, I mean, graphic novel or anything like that. And I didn't realize when I picked this one, where is it? I've seen it. Oh, right here. This actually has pictures in it, so I could use this for that as well. But I'm not. I already had something else picked out. So this will cover the prompt to read a book with a scary word in the title, and also the picture one if I want to. But I'm trying to like at least read 4 out of the, you know, there's 5 prompts. I'm trying to at least read 4 things. Try not to be super skimpy. I mean, I don't really have an excuse. I'm on vacation. But I'm really excited to read these. Oh, I didn't really say what the series is about. If you haven't heard about this series, which almost everybody has because it's very popular here on BookTube, this is stories about children who don't belong in this world, like kind of like Alice in Wonderland, where she falls through the rabbit hole and ends up in Wonderland. Well, these children have also gone through portals to other worlds, and they get kicked out for whatever reason, and they're trying to readjust to the real world. Because whatever world they went into in the portal that they went through, that's where they belong. Like, they fit in there better there than they do here in our world. So there's a school where, for wayward children, where the director of the school had what used to be a portal child and had come through and couldn't get back to her world. So she helps these kids readjust back into the real world. So this is the story of twins that were in the first story, and this is their backstory about their portal world. So I'm really excited to get into this one. And then the last prompt, which I'll insert a picture right here because I don't actually own it. I'm going to read it on Hoopla. So to cover the read a book with pictures is I Hate Fairyland Volume 4. Now, this isn't really a scary book, but if you've never read the I Hate Fairyland graphic novel series, read them now. They are hysterical. It follows a girl named Gertrude in the first volume, and she is a 9-year-old little girl, I believe, somewhere around that age, and she's just playing in a room, and she gets sucked into a portal in the floor, and she ends up in Fairyland, and Fairyland is full of all these creatures, and fairy tale creatures, and princesses, and all sorts of crazy stuff, and like fluffy clouds made of cotton candy, and all this fun stuff. And the whole point is for her to go on a quest and find her key, and when she finds her key, she can go home. Most children figure this out and are able to do it within like a week or so or something like that. They have a little guide with them that can help them but not tell them where to go. Like, the kids have to figure out themselves, but they have a little guide with them or whatever. And so Gertrude is all excited to do it. Problem is, girl can't find her key, and it's like 30-something years later, and she's still stuck in Fairyland. So she's like a 40-year-old woman stuck in this 9-year-old's body, and she's turned murderous and like murders everything in her path because she's trying to find her key and she can't frickin' find it. And so she's just a very angry person. And her little guide is this little fly, and he chain smokes cigars and just makes these really snide comments. It is absolutely hysterical, but considering she's murderous and likes to murder a whole bunch of things and blow things up, I mean, the art is really pretty. It's gory, yes, but like cartoon gory, not like, you know, really gross Walking Dead comics gory. So it's really fun. Like, the 4th volume just came out. And from what I hear, this is like the last one, which really makes me sad because they're so fun. So I'm going to read that for the prompt, the book with the pictures in it. Like, hopefully it ends on a good note, because the last, you know, graphic novel I read tore my heart to shreds, which I'll explain in my wrap up for this month. But yeah, like, I'm really excited to participate in the Spookathon this year. Hopefully I can get all these books completed. Again, no excuses. I'm on vacation for most of the week, so hopefully I can get all these read. Comment down below if you've read any of these books. I want to know what you thought about them. Let me know if you're participating in Spookathon, or any of these books like you want to read or you're excited to see my opinions on. Please leave me comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys later. Bye.